Hey friends, back for one more post today. Kind of want to, it's not really a wrap up, but it's like I've been posting today and interacting while working, and I love it because the vinyl community is such a part of my life, you know. And so I want to show a few more records in response to Big Star 1000's latest thread on cover art, but I also just felt like showing Anders in Stockholm my Fred Frith records because yeah, I have them too. There's Fred Frith's first solo album. This man's guitar work is amazing. And I'm imagining that, Anders, you can play like this too. You improvise and work with sound as well as playing scales. I'm imagining you're probably a pretty decent jazz player. Love this album. Guitar solos too. This is a compilation with folks like Henry Kaiser and Hans Reichel. Fred Frith, of course, is the main person on here, but Keith Rowe is on here and Eugene Chadbourne, Davey Williams. This is guitar solos number 3, excuse me. And then, as you showed, Gravity with Samla Mamas Mana. Yeah, I had forgotten. I really like this album. I do. And then I have Speechless by Fred Frith. Another good one. Also on Ralph Records. Cheap at half the price. This is one I need to spin a little bit more. If you asked me to describe these songs, I couldn't. These other records I could describe to you. Yeah, I need to listen to this one. Cheap at half the price. Here is one that you don't see too often. This is Live in Prague. Fred Frith and Chris Cutler on Recommended Records. This is really nice. It's one of the it's what I like about Recommended Records. It looks like it's a handmade cover, or like, yeah, it's just like it's been like silk screen or something, or like a lithograph or something. And they always printed their records on just excellent pressings. And then there's a fold out. This reminds me, I actually have a Fred Frith 45, a live single. I should have grabbed that as well. But okay, I'm going to set this aside. Can't put it away right away. Okay. Then earlier today I showed this one, French Frith, Kaiser, and Thompson. Live, Laugh, and Larf. Here he is with, I believe this is another French guy for René Lucier. Nous Autres. Fred Frith and René Lucier. Guitar duets. The Technology of Tears, really like this. Fred Frith, Technology of Tears. And then the last thing I have, which I know is really hard to find, it's the box set. Fred Frith Live in Japan. 2-record set, made in Japan. It's just really, really nice. Box, all kinds of stuff. I've actually shown it in a video before. Okay, so I wanted to show you those, Anders. Great guitar playing. And I did not organize, but I just quickly grabbed some more records in response to Big Star 1000. Before I do that, I'll say that I did talk to the record company regarding Dereck 3. The actual pressing is done in Europe, and so my test pressings will come from Europe. But they're on schedule for the 25th, which is tomorrow. We'll see if they arrive. I sure hope so. But now, I did not organize these records, okay? So I may be flipping back and forth as far as what they are. So the first one is an album where the album cover art, the music, in my opinion, does not live up to the album cover art. And that's Lee Stevens' Red Weather. This is a solo album by Lee Stevens from Blue Cheer. Now, I do like this album, but does not look psychedelic. The album is actually a little more rock and rolly than psychedelic. And man, I can just imagine what my mind would like to hear seeing this cover. So it's a great cover, and it's just a good record. Great cover, just a good record. Here is a record where I think the cover matches the sound on the record beautifully. And this is David Sylvian and Robert Fripp, Darshan. This is a 12-inch single remix. Ooh, This isn't going to come across, but I'm just going to put it on because I want to hear it. This is so tight. I love this cover because there's a shimmering quality to the music. There's the record. So, put this baby on. But yeah, that image really, really captures the sound, in my opinion. Ooh, it just goes. Yeah, I really need this after work. Yeah. Yeah, this just takes its time, but it just builds. It's fantastic. Sounds like the cover to me. Sweet. Sweet. Okay, I gotta keep going. I guess I'll have to wait till I'm done with the video to listen to music, or I'll be here all night. Okay, this is an example of a record where the music doesn't fit the cover, in my opinion. This is the Shaman. Now, it's a pretty simple cover here. And this is, what is this called? Shaman started off psychedelic and went into techno. Hampton Manor. And this is a series of remixes. And it's just got a real nice, classy cover to me. And I'm going to have to come back to this, but I remember being disappointed at these remixes. So this is another one where I think the cover is much better than the record. But again, it's something I need to come back to. This record, perfect. The cover is perfect. It's a Beautiful Day. Both sides, the front and the back, just perfect for the music. I saw It's a Beautiful Day live back in the 70s. Yeah, I saw this band. I saw them do this live. Oh my God. Oh my God. What a fantastic memory. It was so, so neat. It was like San Francisco had come to Nebraska. Yeah, I saw them at the time of this record. I saw It's a Beautiful Day. And this cover is perfect, in my opinion. Perfect. Another perfect cover, completely different type of music, but this record, this cover is perfect for where this music takes you. Dead Can Dance, Within the Realm of a Dying Sun. Hold on now. This cover is exactly what this record feels and sounds like. I was kind of obsessed with this album when it came out, and just talk about moving, talk about something being deep, potentially depressing, and yet also revelatory as a result. This cover perfectly describes the grand, majestic, deeply melancholic music on this album. Incredible. This is a all-time favorite of mine. When Dead Can Dance albums came out back in the day, I would get obsessed with them and couldn't play anything else usually. Here's another one where I think the music and the cover match really nicely. This is Do Make, Say, Think. This one is called Winter Hymn, Country Hymn, Secret Hymn. Nice. I'm not sure what you would imagine hearing by seeing this artwork, but I think it's perfect. I think I see Do Make, Say, Think's music as kind of impressionistic, leaving a lot of stuff to your imagination, not saying it's rock, it's up, it's down, it's this, it's that. It's kind of like, well, what do you think it is? And I think this cover is really perfect for the music, especially the front. Do, make, say, think. I'm going to start mentioning when I've seen bands, because I mentioned I've seen a lot of concerts, but I've hardly talked about them. So here's one I've seen, Do, Make, Say, Think. They were not disappointing. They were very good. Here's another cover that I think is very appropriate for the music. And this is Dungen Skittealt. I think that's how you say it. Luscious music. Luscious. I do that. Magnifique. I love this album. The cover's perfect. That's what you hear. I love this guy's writing. The main guy behind Dungen. Man, I don't know where he comes up with this stuff, but he is excellent. Fine modern day prog, if you ask me. This is it. Okay, now I have a bad album cover. This cover is just, number one, it's bad, and number two, it's so bad that it gives you no indication of the fact that this is a really good record, a really good progressive rock record. Fire Ballet, 2-2. Look at this stinking ass cover. Even as a joke, this was like a misstep. Bad, fellas, bad. And now that time has passed, in my opinion, even worse, fellas. You shot yourselves in the foot. This is a good record, especially side 2. The last piece, I gotta give you the name. Oh yeah, the last two, Carillon and Montage and Filigree. They could be prog rock masterpieces, but you guys blew it with this shit cover. This is horrible. Okay, here's another almost perfect cover. Almost perfect. Phantasmagoria by Curved Air. I knew who they were, but when this came out, I knew I was in for something special. And this does not disappoint, especially when you get to side 2. The little pixie with the hookah, especially on the front. That's about right. That's just about right. Forest, again, a very, very appropriate cover for the music. Very appropriate. Kind of these guys were like folk wannabes, but it's so spirited. I think this is in the 60s too, late 60s, England. So spirited that it takes them over. I mean, you know, the singing is slightly amateurish, but the spirit of this is a great album in my opinion. Excellent English folk rock. I mean, you can tell that these guys are not schooled like Bert Jansch and John Renborden and people like that. They're not schooled, but they love the music and it comes across. This is a numbered reissue, numbered limited edition. Where is the number? There it is, numbered. Really good album. Okay, I'll set this aside, put it away later. When this first came out, I wasn't sure what I thought of it. I didn't quite get it right away. Brand X, Unorthodox Behavior. But over time, I think this cover is perfectly appropriate for this music because it doesn't give itself away right away. And it's like you have to really listen to it a few times to catch, number one, the subtlety of the musicianship, and then also the excellence of the writing. So this is another very appropriate album cover, Brand X. Here's a cover. I've bought this record twice now because I like this cover so much. I don't like this record. I'm still holding out that surely if I try hard enough, I'll find one song on here that I can endear myself to because I like the cover so much. This is my second copy of this record, you know, because I like the cover a lot. And it's Andy Bound, Gone to My Head. Love that artwork. I think this album is written for girls. You know, that's the impression I get, is that he's writing these songs for either a girl or for girls. cover kind of gives it away too. You know, he's talking to the ladies. He ain't talking to me. But I love that cover. So it's like, surely I can find a good song on here eventually. Maybe. Amazing. I bought 2 copies of that damn thing. I like the cover so much. Okay. Here is one where I don't think the music fits the cover. I love this cover. It's Philip Boa and the Voodoo Club, Aristocracy. Now, I like Philip Boa, but look at that neat-ass cover. Look at that. Doesn't that look like high quality something, either shoegaze or really deep? And Philip Boa, I like their music, but I don't think this fits at all. Kind of an agit prop rock or something. I'm not sure how you call it, but love the cover. I think it's too good for the record. Here's one where I think I like this cover. I think it's kind of cool, but the record is not quite up to it. And that's Argent Nexus. Is this Nexus? Yeah. I like that cover. And I think this album is mediocre. And I do like Argent, but I think this album is mediocre. I see the time is just running away from me. How does that happen? Okay, just a few more. I love this cover. This record, in my opinion, stinks. And I love all these people on here. David Allen, Maggie Bell, Robert Wyatt, Gary Wright, Pip Pile, all these guys. Christian Trish. It's a big stoned jam. And that's what you get, is a stone jam. Not a good stone jam. A stone jam. Brothers was getting baked Alaskan, and that's all that happened on this date. Love this cover. This album stinks. Here's another cover where I think it fits the music to a T. And I love the cover too. Early Psychedelia, Aorta. Simple, but very effective. This is a really good psychedelic album. Real good. Yeah, this is an original copy too. Aorta. And the last thing I'll show, I could talk all night, but I gotta go. Captain Beefheart. Perfect. Trout Mask replica, that's what you hear. Perfect cover for this. Front and back. Perfect. Now, even though I've already answered the thread, I like the idea so much, I may post again sometime. See ya.